by the Kentucky Division of Water and Coordinator Zach Couch.
Most people are amazed that Kentucky has these areas to go to. Everybody's heard of Cumberland River and Cumberland Falls. A few people, if they've been to Mammoth Cave, have heard of the Green River and then also the Red River around the Red River Gorge area. But some of these other areas don't get the publicity that those do. So you'll see some of the prettiest places in the state with this program. Bad Branch, which is over in Letcher County, has a 60-foot waterfall, a pristine mountain stream, gin clear water flowing through nice rounded rocks. Martin's Fork over near Cumberland Gap is the same way, with these huge sandstone outcroppings, sort of an entrenched palisade type stream. Yet again, just crystal clear waters, stuff that most people travel out of the state to see, you can actually find here in your back door.
Well, in Kentucky, we have about 25 million acres in the state of Kentucky. Well over 90% are privately owned and include everything from houses and farms to developed areas, cities and towns, things like that. So very little of Kentucky is left in its natural state. And so our goal is to protect as much as we have left for future generations to enjoy, and as well to protect some of the natural things that are out there that are in decline. We lose, I forget what the exact number is, but we lose something like 100 acres per day in Kentucky to development. And so we're just trying to keep what's left out there naturally in good shape and in the public hands.
The 9 river corridors comprise a total of 130 river miles and over 26,000 acres of land. Each new property adds another small parcel to a growing project dedicated to preserving the wild places of Kentucky for future generations.
So rivers represent much more than just aesthetic or beautiful places that we appreciate as we drive by the road and then they're gone.
Most people, these are off the beaten path. Most people are driving right past them, don't know they exist until you get out of your car and walk sometimes 10 steps at Martin's Fork and you see this stream that looks like it should be on the cover of National Geographic, that you're going to fly right past in your car if you're checking your cell phone instead of looking around to see what's around you.
The secret of discovery, I think, is keeping an open mind and letting curiosity grow like a child's curiosity. I love being out in nature with young children, particularly preschool to first, second, third graders, and just to see nature through their eyes, to see nature through the eyes of a child, reminds us of how connected we are, no matter what our age is, to the wild places around us.
The reason we do this is not to give the impression that these are going to be areas that people can't use. We want to have these areas set in place to where they're set to a high recreational use, and we encourage people to get out on these rivers and see them firsthand for themselves. And even if you don't get out and recreate in these rivers, it's important to have places that we minimize our footprints, because they have a right to exist in themselves. We need to have places as a society that we can make a little bit of room for these places in our lives. We're not so busy and so important that we can't have the areas that just deserve to exist on their own.
So I just recommend that people seek out these places. They're there. Some people are fortunate enough to own a slice of that natural heritage, but most people are not. And that's again another reason why programs like the Kentucky Heritage Land Fund and the Wild Rivers program are so important, that places are being preserved that the public can have access to, that you don't have to own land on a river to be able to enjoy and participate in that natural heritage. You can actually see it because it's been protected. You can float down the river. There's lots of opportunities for you to get out and enjoy these natural resources if you just decide to do it.
The wild rivers of Kentucky aren't a secret. They're only waiting to be discovered by a citizenry who simply need to be reminded that it's there.